recording now, and splits are going down in... Oh gosh, I need to reset once more, because I forgot to hit the splits. Okay, Alright, I guess it's take 3 now, but take 2. Alrighty, so I will go ahead and start it in 3, 2, 1. Alright, so essentially, if you've been watching the past, I want to say about 30 hours. No, I've been keeping tabs for the past 30 hours. I have been speedrunning various Harvest Moon Animal Parade runs. So right now I am doing a completely new run that has not been completely finished yet, which is the Yellow Bell. Now, unlike the other 2 bells that I've done so far, Yellow Bell is actually Yellow Bell actually involves farming, which is a fairly cool thing. And, well, if you see the splits here, there's a bit of spoilers, but I have my notes right in front of me, just in case I may very well screw up somewhere along the lines. I shouldn't screw up, but I'm not too sure if I will, because, well, it's an iffy situation there. Anyways, starting things off, just like any of the other runs that I've done, with the introductory cutscene, choosing the character, choosing any sort of choosing the name, and choosing the farm name, as well as the birthday, which is slightly random, but you get some influence on the birthday. And now we are greeted by Hamilton, who is the mayor of Harmonica Town. And we are given this plot of land by him. Alrighty, so... this is essentially just like any of the other runs, as I've stated before. And given... I will stop rambling about that. He pretty much gives you the rundown of where everything's at. Gives you a starter set of seeds and farming equipment that you will need for farming, which is actually a good thing for us because we are actually going to be using it this run. Unlike some other runs, this is one of the few that you actually do a farming bit. Now, it's not going to be a whole lot of farming that we're doing, but it is going to be enough that, you know, we're actually going to yield a harvest. And Placid Farm, our Placid Ranch, my Apologies. Still. Now we are told by Finn, which is the fairy, or harvest sprite, I suppose, here that we need to go see the goddess, and he gives us a bit of information about where things are and whatnot. And if you go through the help menu, it'll give you the controls and whatnot, but I already know the controls, so I don't need to worry about this. Alrighty. So, I missed that. Oops. That's fine. So first things first, I will be going to Harmonica Town in order to get Bo's toolbox. Or, well, you wouldn't necessarily know, but I'm going to get a toolbox to fix the bridge. If you've seen the other runs, then you kind of know where I'm going with this. But if you haven't, essentially, or well, I'll go into that later down the line once I'm actually to the point where I go to the bridge. So this is now, I'm now going to be in Harmonica Town, which is a fairly nice place. However, we are told by Finn that we should probably go see Hamilton. I'm going to completely ignore what Finn says right now and go meet everyone else in town, because that's what you should do. I mean, I've already met Hamilton once. I should go meet the other townsfolk. So this is Simon, and he owns the photo shop. So he will be giving me a camera, which I won't use in the run. However, it is still essential that you do meet him in order to be able to progress through the quest that you are given, which is to see the Harvest Goddess right now. That is the main quest right now, so next, after meeting with Simon and him giving me the camera, I will be going to the church ground, or church, to meet the priest? I'm not sure what he is, but I'm assuming he's a priest. Or a preacher, one of the two. A nice view of another part of Waffle Island. And yes, the whole area where this game takes place is named Waffle Island. Now we see a girl, or a woman, and the pastor, or preacher, whatever you want to call him, is Perry, and the woman does not introduce herself yet. Though Perry is nice and introduces her for us. Or for her. So now we know that she is Mira, and that her husband had passed away some time ago. Now from here, I'm going to not go back to town just yet. I need to trigger a cutscene here in the church grounds to meet up with a nice fellow that is at least seeming to be down in the dumps. We give our greetings and he introduces himself. He is the bar's cook, Chase. However, right now the bar is not open or serving any food. Once we get to the bar, it'll become apparent why. But for now, let's go to the next townsperson that we are going to meet, which we are going to go to the doctor's office. Or, well, I guess the clinic, but it's the equivalent of doctor. And we meet Sorry about that bit of silence. We meet Irene, who is the doctor, and she tells us that I believe it's her son is off. Or no, the doctor is away looking for a way to help the harvest, or well, the goddess tree, which is not in the greatest of shape. Now, after going to see people at the clinic, we go to the inn to meet up with some of the people that work here. And they look to be in the kitchen, and looks like Yolanda here was trying to help out Maya with her cooking skills, though Maya is not the greatest cook and messed up on what she was making. They are unable to get very good ingredients because there are not very many imports coming in. Though they are generous enough to give me some cookies, which is very nice of them to do. Now, after meeting the people who are the people that were working in the inn, we're going to the docks to meet a couple here. And for some reason, no ships can come or no ships can import anything or even come to the docks. This is Jake. We entered, and he is the owner of the Ocarina Inn. And this is Colleen, his wife. And we are given good luck, or we are wished good luck by Jake. And we part our ways to go meet the person who works at the fishery. That person being us. Or no, not that. His name is Ozzy, though right now there's not a whole lot of fish in stock because the waters aren't doing the greatest. And, well, the lighthouse is not operable right now, and that not being operable doesn't necessarily allow many boats to come in, as what I said before. Though he is nice enough to give us some fish, which he gives us 3 char. That is definitely very nice of him, especially considering that there's not a whole lot of business right now. Now, after the fishery, we're going to go meet the people at the bar, starting with this girl right here. And right now, the bar is closed. However, we are given a bit of special treatment and be allowed to enter because we are fairly new in town. And as before, ships aren't coming in for importing things, and not a lot of things are able to be done in the way of cooking or drinks. And I'm always welcome. We met Kathy and Hayden right there. Next up, we are going to go see a different, or well, obviously it's going to be a different person, but we are going to go to the tailors to meet the people who work there. Now they're having a discussion about them not necessarily having very much. Just like everyone else in town, they're not necessarily doing the greatest either. Okay, this is Candace, one of the available bachelorettes, as well as Shelly. They run the tailors, and right now, Candace's sister, Luna, is not here, and is overseas, so they can't necessarily get too much in the way of clothing items made because they don't necessarily have the stylistic person. I suppose that's what it is there. After meeting everyone in town, we are now finally going to meet back up with Hamilton at the town hall, which is right here. Now, he's been waiting, and he tells me that he can sell me plots of land, as well as gives me congrats on meeting everyone. Gives me a toolbox to give to Bo, which we will not quite see right now, but that will be it for the meet and well, no, that's not going to be for the meet and greet right now. I will do the meet and greet being finished after I am past being at Harmonica Town. So once I go back to my farm, that'll be when the meet and greet time is up. Right when that shows up. Alright. Next up, I'm going to be doing a little bit of inventory management. and whatnot. So I'm going to be I am going to be picking one of these, as well as selling all of these. Now for this run, might as well keep the camera on me. And inventory management will be finished after the menu pops up for showing me how much I made today, which is right there. Now, since this is a run that has never necessarily been done before, all of my splits are in the gold, which is fine. Next up, I'm going to be going to Flute Fields in order to actually start doing my buying stuff, as well as I'm going to be picking these turnips. For just a little safety. I don't necessarily need the turnips, but if I run too low on stamina, then it's not going to be a very pleasant time. Alright, so coming up on Flute Fields. Now I'm going to be going slightly off the beaten path and going back rather than forward. Now I go back to meet someone right there. This person is a fisherman or as you should be able to tell by him having that rod cast. We greet each other and tells us his name, or no, he tells that the water is not as good as it used to, the river's not very well off, though he gives me a fishing rod, one of his old ones. And he is Toby. Now I will be skipping a bit of time right now so that the shops here can actually open. They don't open until 8, so I've got a little bit of time to do this. And that should be good. Anyways, now I'm going to be seeing the ranch overview. Right now, it's a quite scenic place with various things here. So what I'm interested in right now is speaking to the person who is here. Looks like I could have skipped one more and been fine. Alright, anyways, going to go into the ranch shop and meet the person who owns one of the owners of Horn Ranch, which is Hannah. She asks if I've met her husband, and as with everyone else, things aren't necessarily looking the greatest. But it is fine because, well, we are given a sickle for her complaining to us, as well as we're going to be buying something from her. And what we're going to be buying is milk. That menuing actually was very good. I usually never get that good of menuing. I usually mess up and go one farther or not far enough. Anyways, now that I'm finished with my duties in the ranch, I will be going to the farm. Now here at the farm, there's going to be another panorama scene showing off what there is here. And of course, there's Marimba Farm, and let's check it out, says Finn. I'm not sure why Finn is so adamant about checking these places out, even though we don't necessarily need to check it out when the Harvest Goddess is at Garmin Mines. I'm not sure on his thought process, but that is just me. Anyways, we walk in to the farm at a father and son arguing. And the mother is a bit adamant about not allowing us to buy anything just yet. We need to talk things out with the son and figure out his thought process on things, I suppose. I'm not exactly sure why we're kicked out, though. All I'm wanting to do is buy some merchandise and be on my merry way. Instead, I get the same "oh woe is the world" and things not looking the greatest. Now I'm given some seeds, which I actually will not be planting the cabbages. Instead, I will be going to buy a different type of crop. Now that different type of crop is going to be some lettuce, as well as strawberries, or a strawberry, and just about as much lettuce as I can buy, which is going to be 38. I need about a minimum. I need somewhere in between 20 and... not 20. 25 and 40 seeds. Just because, need to get that farming going, right? Anyways, after that, after buying the strawberry and the seeds, I will be going back to my farm. The Flip Fields meet and greet timer will be, or the split will be done as soon as loading screen hits, or well, the icon thing hits for the loading screen. Now, if you're ever wanting to run this game, you don't have to follow my splits at all. Just focus on whatever is best for you, which I personally just recommend having the main timer and that be it. But to each their own, and if you want to follow my splits, well, it's literally all right there. Now, I am about 30 minutes into the run. I missed my cue for that. Anyways, now I'm going to be doing a bit of what Harvest Moon is really about, which is farming. Now, I bought a total of 32, 36, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 29, 30, 1, 2, 3, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. I do believe that is how much I actually had gotten. Cool, that is a nice even amount when it comes to this, so that makes planting them quite a bit easier. Or nope, I have 2 left over, which is actually fine and dandy. I will go ahead and plant those right here. Now, it is to be mentioned that this run is nowhere near optimal right now. This is just me seeing how well I can get things. Now, I'm going to be doing I messed up slightly there. I was supposed to get the bridge fixed. What day is it today? Wednesday. That's actually fine. I will just be plucking some weeds to lower down my stamina. Making sure that none of the weeds are necessarily going to harm my crops. Because that slight mess up there is easily circumvented, but it does make things a bit more slow. Alright, so from here, I will be going ahead and pulling, I want to say, a total of 3 weeds if I can, which I very well can, which that is a good thing. I'm not necessarily getting any rainy days, which is quite upsetting. I really don't feel like watering my crops right now. I don't want to at all whatsoever. However, the game is wanting me to, but the seeds will be fine right there. It's not like anything's gonna happen to them other than they're growing, right? They don't need water to grow. I don't think they need water to grow anyways. I'm not too sure. Of course, if you didn't know, that was completely a joke, me being oblivious. Anyways, I'm to finally meet Bo, who is right here. Now, Bo is a very interesting fellow. he's fairly forgetful, and he seems to always be hungry. I am not sure why, but that is whatever. And he gives us some very good insight on how things are, how nature has gone haywire. Now he's hungry right now, so he wants to eat some strawberry and milk. Which is why I went and bought the strawberry and milk. The seeds will come, the lettuce seeds will come later down the line, but I'll go ahead and give him his milk to eat, and then his strawberry. And then everything will be solid there. He will thank me and start fixing the bridge. And he will let me know when the bridge is fixed. Now I am going to be doing what I had done before I was supposed to, and do what the Harvest Moon Animal Parade speedrunners call a death warp. Now, a death warp is when you run completely out of stamina and get sent back to your bed at home with less stamina than, I want to say it's about a third of your stamina. Not a third of your stamina. Also, the 6th is this character's birthday. Do have to worry a bit about various festivals and Hamilton telling us about things that we didn't necessarily need to know. Now, I would pluck some weeds here, but if I do that, I might not be able to skip enough time. I know I have that turnip, but I would much rather not eat the turnip and suffer a little bit of time loss by having a bit more time. Oh, I missed fixing the bridge split, that's fine. Anyways, I'd rather lose time by having to spend a bit more time on the death warp rather than having to eat the turnip. Alright. Now I need to go see the Harvest Goddess, which that is fine and dandy. So let's go and try to see the goddess. And a little bit of a spoiler. We're not able to because there are some angry animals trying to protect the goddess and won't listen to what Finn says. Alright. Though we can't do much about the animals, and we need to find someone who does know about quite a bit about animals. Now, I personally don't know anyone right now, but I think one of the people here would definitely know something about animals. So I'll go ahead and skip through time in order to be able to meet the person. That I believe is going to help us out with things, though I'm not too sure if he actually will be able to help out. It is just a hunch. And now that I've done that, I could have skipped a little bit more. That's fine. This leaves some room for improvement, which is always a good thing. Because it's never good to have your first run be basically unbeatable. And that is a slight challenge to anyone that may want to start learning speedrunning. Slight challenge to any of you. If you want to try to pick up this game, whether it be casually or speedrunning it, I do recommend you actually try doing some of the speedrunning things casually. I personally recommend doing the red bell speedrun casually, or at least use some of the beginning strats that I'm doing by I personally just recommend doing it. It gets you through the main quest just that much faster, and right now I do believe that the world record for any percent is, I want to say, about 7 to 8 hours, which is not a bad time whatsoever, but there's also quite a bit of optimization that can be done, quite a bit of RNG that was not in favor, and the like. Alright, I could probably turn that back down a bit. Anyways, Dale here, the carpenter, was going to give us an animal whistle, but he seems to have misplaced it. So we are told to go to the general store and see if they had found it. Now that we're here, we meet the store owner. And the store owner is fairly tired because it definitely is a bit early in the morning and whatnot. She welcomes us and tells us that her name is Barbara. Now Barbara gives me a book as a present, and really it's not a bad present whatsoever. But then her husband comes in. It is Simon. Simon is worried about Phoebe right now, which is their daughter, because she went into the mines and has not come back. Now we won't be seeing Phoebe in this run, but there's not much you can do about that. Alright, so since we've done the introductions, I'm going to go ahead and talk to Barbara and ask her about an animal whistle. She doesn't know what that is, but she did find... Or no, her husband found something and probably took it next door to the accessory shop and tried to get it appraised and possibly sold. Now I'll go ahead and go to the accessory shop right now to meet who Barbara said is Julius. No, this is the accessory shop. It doesn't seem to be open at the moment because the owner died a few years back, and Julius here does not know how to make jewelry. He is just an artist. And he offers me to take over the shop, but of course he does go back on his offer, saying that he can't do that. So now I talk to him about the whistle, and he tells me that he said it was just a toy, and then it was given to Chloe, who is I believe the blacksmith's daughter. I'm not too sure on that. So now I need to go next door to the blacksmith. And here's the blacksmith in just a moment. And he seems to be working at the forge, hammering some hot metal. And he introduces himself. His name is Ramsey. And he tells me what he does here. Ugh. Sorry about that. I ended up having to sneeze. Now I'm going to talk to Ramsey about the animal whistle. And he will tell me that he hasn't seen Chloe in a little while, and that she probably went to go see Owen, who is usually in the mines. Now from the blacksmith, I'll go ahead and go into the mines and see what is up with Owen. And we get to see a very built guy here hammering at some rocks. He introduces himself, and he is Owen, the apprentice blacksmith to Ramsey. Though he is nice and gives me hammers if I very so well desired to go into the mines, which right now I actually do. And Owen goes to the mines. Now, hopefully, I won't have to use the turnip here, but we will see. Now what I'm trying to do here is get down to floor number 10 in order to see what is down there. You know, kind of follow in Owen's footsteps there. Looks like I will have to be doing a bit of braking. but as long as I don't get any poison gas, I will be fine. Now, every single time you break a rock, there is a chance that you are going to be getting some sort of... That's really bad. Some sort of gas. And there are various gases that are able to be spawned from it. So one of the gases is poison gas, which decreases your stamina, which is the meter in the bottom right hand corner. Another is another one of the gases is confusion gas, which will invert your controls. There is darkness gas, which will pretty much blind you, and you can only see in a small radius around your character. And there are a few others that I will not go into, because we talked to Owen, who did see Chloe, and took away the animal whistle from her because animals were surrounding her. Not that it was necessarily a bad thing, but it's whatever. Now, the time for meet and greet will be after the Harvest Goddess cutscene. Or, well, the little animal cutscene right here. I'm not doing too bad for time, all things considered. What's going to be the worst bit is RNG for weather. Because if I have to do any watering of crops, then each day I have to water crops, I'm going to be losing some time. Now, I've blown the whistle a few times, and the animals are happy about it. And they say they're sorry, they wanted to protect the goddess, and whatnot, so... And time for the split is right here after it fades from black. Ooh, I kinda screwed that up just a smidgen. Oh well, a little bit of time that's not quite done right is fine, that just shows up better for the run anyways. Now, I'm not sure why I have this split right here. It is completely unnecessary, actually. It's just a cutscene. Now, hopefully I do not have to deal with too many cutscenes here after this one. Alright. I do sleep. Alright. Because it will be a heck of a lot faster to sleep than to get my stamina down all the way from max. Alright, anyways, the goddess here. The goddess tree is doing fairly poorly, and that is because the various bells of nature are unable to be able to be wrung. Now, no matter what, we have to accept this quest, and we are given a power berry, which increases our maximum stamina as well as fills it. Now, she is grateful for what we said we were going to do, and now we are going to go back home since it is our birthday and be lazy for the rest of the day. I will go ahead and do the Harvest Goddess split right when Garmin Mines shows up. And now I did these splits a bit weird. I didn't need the Harvest Goddess split. Instead, it would have been better to... Oh well, I'm not going to go farther in depth. So now I'm going to be lazy until a specific day or after a certain amount of days with good weather have passed. The good weather being rainy, because rainy days will be very beneficial towards my crops because I still have not watered them. Even now, I am not going to water them. Instead, I am going to sleep it off. So it's just going to be a whole lot of seeing this, and every single time I notice a rainy day, I'm going to put a tally mark on a piece of paper here, because depending on how many rainy days depends on what day I stop. That is 1. Because if I get to a certain day, I will not be able to harvest the crops in time to turn in the quest. Now it is going to be day 10, where there is a cutscene with Hamilton. Essentially, he will be telling me that my crops will die if they are not in season. But, you know, I'm a master farmer, and I already know these things. I just choose to be lazy and not water my crops. Yes, I completely understand what you're saying, Hamilton. Still no other rainy days yet. Let's see how RNG is going to fare. Not yet. Alright, today is now 12th, the second rainy day. Now hopefully I will get all 5 rainy days in a timely manner, but if they are not in a timely manner, that is a-okay. Today's the Flower Festival, which means there cannot be rain. Now I would be doing the Flower Festival, but I am a hermit, and I decide that I am just going to sleep throughout all of spring. And not really talk to anyone outside from the first few days of me being here. Now, I will eventually go back and talk to people, but for now, I am going to just continue skipping through the days. So far, I'm at 2 rainy days, and the day is the 17th, the 3rd rainy day. Alrighty. The 18th looks like it is a sunny day. The 19th looks like it is not rainy. The 20th is a rainy day, so I just need one more rainy day. If tomorrow's a rainy day, that's a good thing. If not, then it is a bad thing. And I'll have to skip another 2 days. Looks like it is not a rainy day. So the 22nd is the circus, which is essentially another festival. But I'm not going to show up to the circus anyways because I feel like I want to be a hermit. And I don't necessarily need to. So instead, I will just sleep and wait till tomorrow. If I get rain tomorrow, that's going to be a fairly decent RNG. If I don't, then it's not going to be the greatest. Okay, so 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Wait. Oh well, I will still skip to that day just in case. Because I completely forgot if lettuce takes 4 or 5 days. Now today is the 26th. If there is no rain, I will be watering the crops. It is rainy, awesome. Now, as long as tomorrow is not rainy, or I guess it actually does not matter if it is rainy or not tomorrow. Alright, it is not rainy, which, oh yes, it actually does matter. I am glad that I did not get rain today. So 5 days have passed where it has rained, which means now my lettuce are definitely able to be gathered. Now, I do have to go through this cutscene, sadly, because I didn't have all 5 rainy days sooner, which is fine and dandy. But that is all good, because now I don't think I'm going to be going to the festival. He wants me to be there, but I will actually be there, but not in the way that he wants me to. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, now I'm going to be picking weeds until a certain point to get my stamina down. Because in a little bit I am going to be doing another death warp. One more should be. Might have done a bit too much, but that is why I have the extra stamina things. Now I will be going to Flute Fields. Or no, I need to get something first. Which that something is right here. As you see on the splits, I am going to be getting the yellow bell, but there's something a bit off about it. It is not looking to be in the greatest shape. And this is Colin, the harvest sprite. Why did the chicken cross the road? To get to the other side. Huh. Terrible joke. Now I'll be picking up the bell. And going to actually I could have done this earlier. Do a death warp. Go back to the goddess death warp. I'll figure it out. I'll figure out a better routing for this, but today is actually going to be one of the most busy days in this particular run, because I am going to be going every which way. No, I'm not sure if I have to do this. I will do more research on it. But I'm going to be looking at the gate, trying to open it. It's locked. But I will go ahead and see what... right, I forgot about time skipping. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need to eat the turnip. Maybe all of them, actually. If I need to eat any more, I do have that lettuce. So, that is fine. I forgot to do this, and that slightly upsets me. Alrighty. From here, I'm now going to be going into to see the people here. Now they should be doing something. Or no, I need to talk to them. Oh. Hey, looks like I messed up somewhere. Well, I'm glad that I didn't actually do this run on a marathon because that would have been very embarrassing, me not knowing I needed to do a bit more. So I will write this down for future reference. Alright. We'll be going to see the Harvest Goddess now to see what to do about Colin. And sorry for being a bit quiet here. I am doing a bit of reworking for this, so. Going to be Now, I was told by the goddess to cease where someone in Garmin Mines has a stone tablet. This stone tablet is owned by this person right here, who is Calvin. Looks like I will definitely need to be reworking the route here. Because apparently there's some prerequisites that I don't have met, which I'm going to be looking up now. What those prerequisites are for things. But, you know, this is a first run, it needs to be unoptimized. Okay, so I do need to see the goddess first. Okay, so I did fix that up just a bit. Probably scratch all of... Oh, oops, I need to turn in the lettuce. So I can probably scratch all of that. Probably what? That's not what I needed. This is definitely going to be unoptimized to heck. Alright, still not quite time to be able to gather moonlight. So I'll be eating a bit of lettuce to regain my stamina because I was not thinking about how much stamina it would actually take in order to get through the various things. I went ahead and skipped the Harvest Goddess stuff. Alright. Had a small hiccup, but it actually is not the worst run in the world. All things considered. Which I am actually very surprised to see. Alright, let's get that yellow bell rolling. Now, there are 3 parts of Moonlight, as the goddess said, that we need to see in order to restore the yellow bell's power. Now I need to go to all 3. One is in Flute Fields, one is in Harmonica Town, and one is in Garmin Mines. I'm going to the Garmin Mines one last, due to personal preference. And I will be doing Flute Fields first, since I was already here. Okay, now that my notes are actually fixed up, I can get a better estimate of what the actual time is going to. Now this run is definitely unoptimized, but that's the point of it, is to be a run that someone can fairly easily beat just coming in and doing it. Time is actually not going to be too far away. I've only got a few minutes, or well, I guess 10 minutes or so. Though there definitely could be quite a lot of time save throughout this run. And I'm not going to worry too much about saving time right now. I'm going to mainly just focus on finishing this run. Though I am surprised with how little time it actually takes to do this bit. But then again, I did get lucky with the 5 days of rain. So there is time loss that can happen, and there is time save that can happen. And it looks like my ping went to the absolute garbage. But that doesn't matter. Oh. Oh well, it does matter if I want to do things, but that is actually a-okay. I'm now going to be going to Garmin Mines to finish off the Moonlight. Now, Yellow Bell. So this game has actually a few bells that are independent of other bells. So, Yellow Bell, Blue Bell, and Red Bell all are independent of other bells. You can do them without having to do other bells. The only technicality is with Blue Bell, which you have to start the Green Bell quest in order to get the Blue Bell quest. Not that it's a big deal. Though Late Moonlight will be after the cutscene for Gathering the Moonlight is finished. Alright, anyways. Right now, going to the last bit of Moonlight that I need for the Yellow Bell to be able to restore its power back to full before I am going to make my character pass out and ring the bell tomorrow, because no matter what, tomorrow is going to be a sunny day, so I will be able to ring it. Time for the split is going to be in a few moments. Because... oh wait, never mind. We gotta go through this last special cutscene after he regains all of his powers. And he can ring the bell. We have to wonder where the bell frame is, but I already did stuff to get to that. And that is time for that now. To do the passing out and straight to ringing the bell. All things considered, I am actually fairly happy with the time that this has, despite it not being the greatest at all. So now straight to the bell. And today is the Animal Festival, though it doesn't really matter too much because I don't have any animals, and after doing this spell, I am probably going to be routing the green bell, so that's going to be fairly fun to do. I need to be able to ring the blue bell. And let's see how things are going to go. Alright. It does look like when I was streaming this, my connection is fairly bad, so I'm not going to be able to necessarily stream later down the line. Not that it matters too much. What is today? Today is Sunday, that's why. Alrighty. That gate is gone. I go past and see that Craig is praying to the bell frame. Now, only 2 of the bells actually stayed on their frame, which is surprising, but enough about that. Let's go ahead and put Colin onto his, Colin's bell back onto his frame, or back onto the frame. Never mind, I can't. Never mind, I can't do that today. So I cannot. Now I will be able to turn in the bell. Had to change my route a little bit. It looks like I can't do it in spring quite, unless I get good RNG, but that is a-okay, because now we're going to be able to get the yellow bell rang. So all my crops have died that I left, but that doesn't really matter all too much because I don't need them, or I didn't need them anymore, so go ahead and place and ring the bell, and the run will be over after I regain control after the bell's cutscene. I really thought that you could ring it on holidays or festivals, but I guess I was wrong. Which is slightly upsetting, but that is fine. This means that I know that for when I am routing the any percent route, or well, my personal routing for the any percent route, or any percent category. Alright, now that we've dealt with that little hiccup there, going to go ahead and go back to the bell frame and actually put it on there this time. Unlike last time where I was unable to, so let's ring the bell. So Oh, that is... Alright, Colin's feeling great. And he is back to his old self, but we need to ring the bell. World domination, get a big pile of money, or ring the bell. I think world domination is quite nice. So this is going to be the start of ringing. And now the run is almost over. There's just this cutscene and it will be over. So I am slightly upset at the few hiccups that I had with the routing, but overall it is actually not too bad. That was actually faster than the Bluebell Marathon that I had streamed earlier. Or Bluebell in the Marathon that I had streamed earlier. So that is time. Well, that's not exactly time, but I'll say that it's time. Alrighty. So now I may be doing this run